Christmas Day in Dewsbury, or What, No Butter? Part 2. Once all the ladies had taken their positions, they loosened their stays. Perhaps I should explain that ladies of a certain age still wore stays and girdles in those days in a vain effort to rein it all in. This fancy notion of letting it all hang out didn't wash with their old school propriety. And sitting back as far as gravity would allow, the women balanced their Denby teacups and saucers on their ample bosoms, which acted as very useful shelves in the absence of incidental tables. Well, I tried to squeeze a nest of tables in from best room, but didn't want to shift poor Auntie Annie. She's only just got comfortable, with her piles, you know. One of Annie's American tan stockings rolled down to just above her knee where her garter came to rest, as if to make a point. And Auntie Mary threw decorum to one side and parted her knees, allowing the vast overhang of a girth a base on which to rest. She cut to the chase, in a deep voice thick-hewn from a 20-a-day habit of rough-cut shag. "Oh, Irene, you have lost weight, love. How have you done it?" Irene had always been a large woman, heavy bones in our family, but had recently slimmed down to a very trim 9 stone, which accentuated her scythe-like cheekbones. Taking this as a compliment, Irene sat up straight and sucked in her mouth to consider her reply, rolling the tongue round the inside of her mouth. "Well, of a morning we have toast, but no butter." A moment of disbelief hung over the gold-handled hostess trolley. "What, no butter?" spluttered Auntie Mary. Auntie Annie's other stocking collapsed to her knee as she edged forward to hear more keenly. No butter." "Oh, how'd you manage, love? Fancy, no butter." Doris twiddled the row of paste pearls at her neck as she stared into middle space, grappling with concept of life without butter. She patted Auntie Annie's arm for comfort. "What else do you have, love?" asked Auntie Mary as she adjusted a stray bone which threatened to dismantle her shelf. "Don't you have nothing else?" "Toast, but no butter." Irene's cheekbones were magnificent. "What about your dinner? What do you have then?" persisted Auntie Mary. "Well, for us dinner," the suspense was palpable, "we just have an apple and an orange." Irene was enjoying being centre stage. "What, no butter?" Annie had turned a hearing aid up. "No, she don't have butter," shouted Doris, despite sitting next to her friend. "Oh, Irene, how'd you go on, love?" Auntie Mary shook her head in disbelief. "Well, for us tea," now standing up and working the crowd, you know, "we have a grilled chop and a grilled tomato." Irene left that grilled tomato suspended in air as she drew in her bottom lip. "What's she say, Doris? She has a grilled orange." The notion of grilling anything was alien to Annie, who had spent a lifetime up to her elbows in vats of beef dripping. "No, she has a grilled chop." "No butter on your chop? Why don't you have butter on your toast?" "Do you really have grilled apples?" Doris's pearls were well and truly mangled. "What, no butter?" As all of this information was being processed, Auntie May bustled in from the kitchen with the hostess trolley teeming with doilies, stacked high with slabs of fruit cake and cheese, cream horns, Belgian buns, rock buns, custard slices, and colourful French fancies. "Oh, this dieting's all right. It's them cakes in between what do me," chortled Auntie May as she handed out fresh plates and dainty napkins. Raucous laughter reverberated round that back room as the ladies stuffed cake into their eager mouths and swept the crumbs from their bosom shelves. "Oh, May, you are a caution," grunted Auntie Mary as she deftly rolled a cigarette with one hand. And leaning forward into a conspiratorial whisper, she threw a challenge into the room. "Hey, thou knows that woman what lives at number 34? The remark began to compute with the women as they searched their collective memory of all the women who'd ever lived on street. "Well, they say she's got a fancy man." Collective memory words, nods of recognition. "Well, her mother were just same," twiddled Doris. And lowering her voice even further, Auntie Mary continued. "Aye, and her sister were in family way with that lad from paper shop." She drew deeply on a cigarette and blew smoke rings above the pyramid of cakes. "Runs in family," agreed Irene as she nibbled the edges of a Viennese whirl. This swapping of information and cross-referencing of each name and misdemeanour of every neighbour for several generations kept the ladies happily engaged for a good hour or so, until Uncle Byrne dared to stick his bald head round door. "Any chance of a bite to eat?" Auntie May laid a clean white cloth neatly across the trestle tables, and I hauled myself up to set to fetching and carrying sausage rolls, a plate of tongue, breaded ham, cold sliced beef, salad, pickles, and a large pork pie on a gleaming white porcelain stand, a stand pie. And with a put-on air of great grandeur, Auntie May emerged from the kitchen wielding a hot French loaf wrapped in foil as she announced, "The piece de resistance, garlic bread." "Oh, May, you're very upmarket. Garlic bread, fancy." Doris had only just recovered her poise from the butter conundrum. Auntie Annie, who we all thought was dozing in her chair, piped up, "I don't think I can eat that, May. It's foreign, isn't it? Oof." "You'll be fine, Annie. Keeps you regular, does garlic." Auntie Annie was always concerned about her bowel movements. She told a doctor once, who had inquired after them, that she was regular, going once a week on a Wednesday morning. "What cuisine is that, May?" rasped Auntie Mary, who apparently was staying for tea. "Oh, I know, only the best here, served on all the finest tables." Auntie May dropped her airs and graces as she laughed loudly. The table swayed under the weight of that spread, and the menfolk sloped in from best room as once more the buffets and stools were shuffled to give clear access. There was a stunned hush as May set the garlic bread in the centre of the table, and with a grand gesture of confidence she cut a large slice and ate it. "Oh, fancy, oof." Well, others followed suit, and soon it were elbow room only round that running buffet. Irene appeared with 2 large cut-glass bowls full of trifle, 1 alcoholic and 1 not. Well, we can't have Grandad tipsy now, can we? In the corner, Auntie Annie was anxious to get home, possibly one of her rare regular moments. "Take your auntie home now, our Richard. She's had a long day." Irene fetched Annie's coat from a hook behind the kitchen door. "Aye, lad, take me home now, but just stop off for fish and penny don't way." "I thought our Arthur could eat, but by heck, Annie, you'll see us all to the finish line." Uncle Ben kissed Auntie Annie's cheek. It was unbelievable to think that Auntie Annie could find room for any more. She'd been scoffing all day. Fattened bread for breakfast, a huge Christmas dinner, followed by an assortment of cakes and pie and cheese and pineapple chunks, a tongue sandwich, and at least 2 pickled eggs that I counted. not to mention a generous helping of sherry trifle. You do right, laughed Auntie May as she tucked a woolly scarf under Annie's coat. I couldn't believe the fish and chip shop would actually be open on Christmas Day. Surely everyone would have had their fill. Auntie Annie can always manage just a bit more, just to put you on, can't you, love? Our Richard manoeuvred his great auntie out of the front door towards the car. Come on, our Andrea, get stuck in, lass. You'll have to keep up in this family. Auntie May handed me a platter of warm mushroom vol au vents. I hesitated only momentarily. Thank you. I'll just have the one. Well, there was no point trying to deny my childbearing hips now, was there?